All right, I think we're good. Hey, what's going on? It's Get My Cleaning Business family. My name is Alex. Today I have with me Jocelyn, who was kind enough to give some time and kind of basically just go into her story. And also, amazingly, she was able to get 5 vendor contracts in a week, which is insane. So I wanted to kind of understand a little bit more about, your process and how you're able to do that. I'm sure there's a lot of other people in this group that would love to hear, kind of, how you're able to do that. But before we get into any of that stuff, first of all, welcome, Jocelyn. But yeah, first I was curious, like what got you started with cleaning and everything?
Well,
What's
like
your story?
always, I'm a mom of 4, so I'm always cleaning. I always have 2 jobs, so I was only working 1 job, and I've been there 11 years. So my boss is like, why don't you start your own cleaning business? She actually, encouraged me. She helped me, get all the paperwork and everything started, um, and pretty much took it from there. I've actually had it for 5 years. I really didn't do anything with it because I was kind of scared. Like I spoke with you and I told you, that was my biggest fear of trying to get out there and getting clients. And, within talking to you and within a week, it happened just like that, just from speaking to you and saying whatever I said to you. I signed up with 2 vendors. I Googled, how to become a vendor, like for cleaning companies. And it pulled up a list of, different companies who hire subcontractors pretty much, who have their own business. You get insurance, whatever they may need. You fill out all the proper paperwork. Someone contacts you. Whenever they have jobs, they email, all the vendors who are signed up with them in that area. And if you want to take on the job, you reply to the email and, you speak with that area manager and they will, contact you with the details and you go from there. You guys write up a contract. And you take on the service. It's pretty simple. It's not. You look on Google. Google has everything for you. It really does.
Yeah, it's amazing what a little Google search can do.
It is.
Yeah. Do you yeah, so when you like looked up, like did you just look up like vendor contracts in your hometown, I guess?
No,
Or how did you
actually, I'm signed up with a couple companies. KBS. They actually work around the world, like in Georgia, Virginia. Like it depends. Like certain companies work in different areas. So you really have to, like, when you go and you search the vendors, there's a site where it take you to their vendor, like their company, and you read all about them and it tells you what areas they service, and they, tell you what companies they work with, and you see if, they work within your area, and then, you decide whether you want to sign up with them or not. It just depends. You have to do a lot of footwork and reading and, to find out what companies work in your area, but it's worth that. I got 7 contracts with 2 vendors, 5 from the one and then 2 with another person. So, and I got the other 2 off of Facebook.
how did you get the ones off of Facebook? Was that word of mouth or
Actually through I think actually through one of the cleaning sites that I'm on. He posted something for a subcontractor again, and I replied, and he, gave me the contract. We started talking, and it was within my area, and I filled out the proper paperwork. I gave him all the information, and he gave me the contract.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that actually brings up a pretty good point, which is, and this is actually Min, my partner. He just put out a masterclass
Hmm.
for social media. So I would encourage anyone watching this to definitely take advantage, not only like with the communities that are available on Facebook, um, but also just your actual network. Like really try to build out a brand for yourself because you never know who's gonna give you an opportunity, whether that's tomorrow, whether that's three months from now, 6 months, in a couple of years down the line.
That's
And
so
then also
absolutely true.
just a small kind of note as well, that I think everyone can kind of take from kind of your mindset is, one thing Jocelyn did that made her successful was that, she put time and effort towards what's important in her business, which is prospecting and sales. So if you're running around, and I don't know if you have anything to say to this, Jocelyn, but too many times I can count, I see a lot of these cleaners, they're running around, they're, doing all these cleans and they're, quote unquote running a business, but not really putting any time aside to basically just putting their business out there. Those are, business, vendor lists out on social media. And, if I don't, if you don't mind me asking, like how much time would you say you spent, with the whole vendor, kind of, doing all that research and all that?
I actually do. I still to this day, because there's so many like there's so many companies out there that I never even thought that would even be subcontractors to cleaners to give them leads. Like I don't necessarily, I'm a people's person, but I'm scared to go out there and try to get a contract myself. Like I don't know how to go about it. So this is my way in to pretty much, they're pretty much doing all the work for me and I'm getting a percentage of the job. Like I don't have to go out there and do all the work. If people are like me and they want to do it this way, it's a lot easier than going out there and putting yourself out there. If you're shy, if you know don't want to talk to people, this is an easier route. You don't really have to communicate with people. You sign up, you be a vendor, you speak through the phone, through email, and you get jobs.
Love that.
It's a lot easier, I would say, for somebody like me.
Mm.
I'm not more of a people's person to go out there and get, okay, I'm gonna go out here and bid on a job myself. I wouldn't even know where to start. So for me, this is my first step to getting into, actually getting more clients. And as I'm getting the clients, I'm talking to the people within whoever I work for. Like I work for a dealership and I actually spoke to the general manager to try to get more clients myself without having to become a vendor for somebody else. Like I'm trying to see who I actually have to speak with. So when you actually get the clients and you actually speak to the people and you get, comfortable with the people you're working with, you could actually get clients from those people. So it's just, you build your, like you said, you build your network and you communicate, you just, it just works, you got to be able to build your network. You do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. One thing, by the way, you're doing the absolute right thing in terms of, especially like when you start. And anyone watching this, I would say just you just want to plant seeds, like whether that's online or offline. Being able to plant seeds with these subcontractors, on your online presence or whatever it is, and you're gonna reap the rewards in the future. And then in the meantime, as you're getting these contracts, what you're doing is awesome. I think, talking to them, not only doing a good job, but also seeing, do you know anyone that could use my services? Because the best time to ask for a referral is when they're happy with your services and everything. And that's how I've seen a lot of these cleaners grow. And word of mouth is the most powerful way to grow. It's the most powerful form of marketing. It doesn't cost anything. It just costs you, a conversation,
Exactly.
so that's awesome. And another point I wanted to touch on too is you seem to know your strengths. You know that, maybe cold calling, door knocking is not where you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know relationships and certain other things is where you really thrive. So maybe that's something for people to consider is like, am I more of a people person? Would I be better at this method? I don't think there's any right or wrong answers. It's more of just like, what are you good at? Maybe.
I
I
think
think you.
come to actually, speak with people, and if you're not comfortable, you're never gonna be going nowhere. You have to be speaking and open, and as that's just customer service. I don't know.
No, absolutely. Um, quick question I wanted to just address real quick. So Ben was asking in the comments. So when you actually signed up to be a vendor, were there any requirements, or was it pretty straightforward with the questions that you
Um,
found? Or
Pretty straightforward. Pretty much all they really ask is that you have an LLC, EIN number, your sales tax information. You have to have a bank account. Pretty simple to the point stuff that you pretty much need when you're running a business. Besides that, they do ask you to have your insurance policy, which is different companies, different people have different policy that you have to have. Some have $1 million policy, so it just all depends on what they want you to have to be insured with. So it's just pretty much they tell you what you need on your insurance policy. you add it to your own policy if you don't have it, and you go from there.
I see. So would you say like when it came to requirements and like insurance certifications, all that, uh, so did you have to make a lot of adjustments? And I guess in the end it was worth it. But I mean, was it a process to kind of make adjustments, or did you have to make a lot? Or
No, actually, I haven't made any adjustments. I've been
oh,
very, very lucky to where I got a policy when I first, said, okay, I'm going to do this. I went online. I went through Cover Wallet. They found me insurance, um, through some company, and it's like $54 a month, and I have $1 million policy. It meets most requirement standards for all vendors. I'm signed up currently with actually four vendors, and none of them require anything different. So I've gotten lucky, but I did see a couple of vendors that I did not sign up with that required, workers' compensation and stuff like that. I don't have any workers as of right now on the books. I do have one person helping me, but I do just pay her under the table right now. Um, but so I don't get workman's comp. But other than that, I didn't really have to make any adjustments.
got it. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's just a matter of kind of like a numbers game. I mean,
Yeah.
just seeing which ones you can. I mean, maybe if it's a slight adjustment, it makes sense. But if not, just keep kind of just numbers game, and keep finding more that you can apply to. How many? Like how many? Just curious. Like how many did you apply to before you were able to, get the ones that actually worked out? Or
It's funny because I've had my business since 2015, and like I said, I really never really did anything with it. I've been signed up with two of the vendors for over a year with
mm,
with no nothing.
mm,
And this vendor that I got the contracts, the five of them with, I've only been signed up with for a couple months, and just out of the blue, just started getting emails and one right after another. It was just, one email had three of them that I took off the bat. And then, he just gave me two more you know, that were right here next to me. So it was
that's
just
awesome.
pretty much pure luck, but benefited me in so many ways.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Um, there's definitely a luck aspect to it. It's definitely not consistent, but it's also at the same time it's something that's so easy for so many people to do.
Mhm.
Like I would honestly just challenge anyone watching this to just literally take, I don't know how much time you took, but just take a couple hours out of your day, whether that's this week or this weekend,
Mhm.
and do a simple Google search, find all these subcontractor companies, do some research, just put yourself out there because you never know. And even if it's just one contract that you eventually get out of this, that could be the difference between where you're at and literally a whole nother level in your business if it's like a bigger contract or
It's
something that's really recurring or however it's worked
it's
out.
so great to get, your first contract. It really does. It's like a and then when you get that first contract, you don't want to stop there. You're gonna continue to, want more and more. And it's just you do the more research you do, the more you're gonna see in your business.
Hmm. Kind of a quick side note. So since you got all these contracts, I know you said you have one worker. Um, so if someone gets like a whole influx of contracts, like are you like hiring, or like how does it, like how is it for you, like with all this, like all of a sudden,
To be honest, I'm scared to hire. That's like my biggest fear because you don't know what everybody's capable of. You want it done the way I've been cleaning it, so I know what needs to be done. You know, you're not gonna know what person's gonna go in there and do the job the way you've done it. So that's my biggest fear right now. I don't know anything about hiring. I'm being completely honest. I don't know anything, and that's my biggest fear. So when it comes to hiring, I'm really not sure yet. So that's like something I need to work on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, definitely check out. I'm doing an interview tomorrow with Peter Boland. He has a multi-million dollar cleaning company. He really just has hiring down. He has a whole process for it. Um, One thing he recommended, even before you start putting out, I'm going to dive a little bit more into his process tomorrow. But one thing he recommended was getting kind of like an avatar of like who you want to work with, and then also too like it's really, really important in the very beginning to not only get interviews, but also ask the right questions during the interviews. Because when, I've seen so many problems, like, and I don't know if you've seen in these cleaning groups, but whenever I post or I ask people, what's bothering you or what challenges do you have? 9 times out of ten, it's like staffing, hiring, retention, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So, but if you can build like a good team, like, that is going to be awesome. And what's cool is like, if you hire good people, then chances are their friends are also going to be good for you too. So you just, you can get referrals from them, kind of like clients. You can
Yes.
ask that. And they kind of, because people honestly just hang around people that are similar to them. So,
You're right. You're absolutely right.
yeah. So, also, Indeed is really good too. They actually have a free, yeah, Min is absolutely right. The best time to hire is when you don't need to hire. Um, but definitely check out Indeed as well. Indeed has, I think, a free. They give you like a free account, so you could just hire stuff. Actually, I used it for my agency a while back, and I got like so many people coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of like resumes and stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be asking Peter tomorrow about like what platforms he recommends. But
I'll definitely
um,
be watching.
yeah, for sure. So, um, but yeah, so do you think, just curious, like, do you think there's any other platforms other than Google where people can sign subcontractors or build those relationships?
LinkedIn. I've built a couple relationships with a couple of dealerships and a couple like cleaning companies that do subcontracting on LinkedIn as well. So I've been trying to be on there a little more than Facebook to try to build my clientele on there and my people over there to see if I can get some clients on that end. But we'll see how that works.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. One of the main platforms, we focus on is LinkedIn. I don't know if you saw our training, but yeah, LinkedIn is huge. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
you don't have to pick up the phone. You can just message these people. It's almost like
Yeah.
Facebook. You just
Yes.
message people and build a relationship. Did you just search like for cleaning companies that subcontract, or did you kind of just like find cleaning companies in your area and then just do more research, or how'd you know that they subcontracted?
I actually typed in subcontracting for cleaners on like the search bar in LinkedIn, and it
Gotcha.
pulled up some companies.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, yeah, definitely keep working your LinkedIn. And yeah, one thing you could even try is just keep messaging different types of businesses and just see who responds and put yourself out there.
Yeah,
And
my next step was going to I worked with a couple of realtors, when I first started. I did a little here and there, work for a couple people. I found that realtors do hire cleaners for like move in, move out cleans all the time. And I was thinking about going and handing out my business cards to the like nearest realtors, construction companies, and you know around the area. So that's my main target is like realtors and construction is my next area that I'm going to go for.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, construction is huge. Like some of these
Yes.
projects, I mean, they're the cleanup. I mean, if you can
They're
handle it, how like debris removal can. I guess is that a different type of cleaning usually
well,
than?
I work with construction where they did like a construction in the mall. They like put in a store, and
Oh,
I went in and I cleaned for the construction company after them. Like I cleaned off all the counters and basic clean after they were done building it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Would you say like construction and like there's like a lot of realtors and there's a lot of construction companies in your area too,
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
lots, a lot.
Yeah.
They're everywhere though. Construction's everywhere. So that's like a big thing where you would want to, target for like cleaning if you do that kind of cleaning.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's another thing. I think sometimes like certain areas, maybe you have like a lot of car dealerships, or some areas you have a lot of like certain types of stores, or it's just I guess it sometimes depends on your area. So you just got to kind of test it out a little bit.
Exactly.
See what
Like right now, I have a variety of different things. I have dealerships, I have offices, dental office, I have an Ulta beauty store. So I clean a different variety of. I have a concrete place I clean. So it's, it just depends on who they deal with and what companies they are going after, like when you subcontract with these people.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta learn how you time manage as well. That's pretty amazing. Whatever.
I don't even know how I'm still up right now. I've been up since 4 o'clock. My kid is
Jeez.
looking at me right now. She's right here eating.
Oh my God. Hey.
It's almost her bedtime, so
Yeah. Gotta. Yeah. I won't make this too long. I promise.
okay.
But yeah, no, this is super helpful because I think there's a lot of people that are maybe they were doing residential and they're transferring over to commercial. And maybe this is a way to start to get some accounts, start to build some relationships. Like you said, LinkedIn is a great place. That's something that we preach as well. Like, I think that's so important. And then just putting yourself out there, planting seeds, putting yourself out there offline, online, and knowing your strengths, I would say. So I think Min was asking, like, with where you're going and everything, like, and I know you said, as you're getting these contracts, you're looking for more. Would you say you have any specific goals for the next year or in the next 6 months?
Yeah, so actually, I'm looking to build my business credit to actually buy and purchase a vehicle mainly for my business. That's my next goal. And within the next 6 months, I want to have about 5 more contracts with at least one employee on the books.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Some good goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does it matter what kind of contracts or just any contracts, would you say?
I prefer commercial. I'd rather do commercial than residential. I've done both, and commercial just is so much better for me, and I just prefer it. So that's the route I'm going to take. So I just more commercial accounts.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you learning? Just curious, like, are you trying to learn the bidding and quoting process as well?
Yes, I definitely am. I was actually going to ask you if you do, if you had anything that I can look over.
Yeah, actually, what I'll do is after this, we actually have someone that we help, like we've been doing some different things with. This guy, Michael, who's been in the industry for a really long time, he actually can help you with that. So I'll connect you with him. Yeah, our main focus is prospecting for commercial. So yeah, you're definitely on a great track. Like, you're already on LinkedIn. And I'll probably after this, I'll give you some more suggestions on things you can do to just ramp that up. What's cool about a lot of these online methods is, in addition to doing other things, offline, meeting people, flyers and, all that, and vendor lists and all that, a lot of these online systems you can actually just automate. So whether that's through, hiring an assistant to do this for you, like they could even go on your LinkedIn and, message people for you, or even just through tools, you can just automate just getting in front of people, getting the right message in front of them, and then just testing, seeing who's going to respond. So there's a lot you can do. So you're off to an awesome start. You already got some contracts, and I'm sure they're pretty happy with your work so far. So, yeah. And then definitely keep working those referrals too. That's an easy win.
Definitely will. I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and you guys are great.
Yeah, absolutely. Min is just going crazy in the comments over here. He's leaving all these comments. But yeah, anyone watching this, if you have any questions on, how to do any of this, I'm sure Jocelyn, you're more than happy to, help, or if anyone has any questions or anything like that. But yeah, I think vendor list is an awesome way, and it's just something you kind of just do once and you don't have to really do again. I mean, maybe every month or so you look for new vendors or something or something like that. But how often do you look for vendors, would you say?
I mean, I've been since I've gotten the 7 accounts right now, I haven't really been on looking. I'm just waiting for the other 3 to come with more clients or more leads. But other than that, I haven't really been looking. So right now I'm just content, I would say. Content where I'm at, and just trying to, get a schedule with the 7, accounts that I have. Because I'm doing it by myself pretty much. So I'm trying to figure everything out. It's all new to me. And, with being a mom of 4 kids, it's a little rough right now.
Wow.
Home, so.
Wow, that's I don't even know how you do that. That's insane. Like, I can barely run a business. It's just so it's crazy. Yeah.
Listen, women can do a lot of things.
Yeah, true. No, I'm not gonna argue with that. Um, but yeah, we'll definitely talk afterwards. Yeah, if anyone has any questions about this, Jocelyn, I'm so that's so awesome. So proud of you. I think that's awesome that you were able to get all those contracts, and I think you have a lot more to come as well. You know,
Thank you. I
just with
appreciate it.
that, yeah, with like the mindset and the actions that you take. You know, putting yourself out there. A lot of people I think are afraid.
Oh yeah, it's very scary to put yourself out there. I'm not one. I'm very scared. Like I told you, I'm like, what is this interview going to be about? Because I'm very shy. But once you open up and start talking, it's not so bad. It's not. But you got to get used to somebody. Like I said, you gotta connect with that person. You got to get used to talking to that person, and after a while, you'll be okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you so much, Jocelyn. Yeah, I'm actually going to end the broadcast, but you can stay on real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for doing this. If anyone has any
Problem.
questions,
Thank
just
you for having me.
you got it. If anyone has any questions, just leave it down in the comments. And yeah, thanks again.
All right.